Season 18 is a very average season. People say that it's a really good season, and I can tell, but I think the season is actually tolerable at best. But there are a few good episodes, and we might talk about these later. So let's start off with the first episode. Old Reliable Edward is an amazing start to this season. While all at best, Edward's probably the protagonist or something. The whole thing of Gordon getting stuck on the hill is amazing, and a lot of stuff happened in this one. Also, why have Gordon in this episode? That's something Spencer would be in this one, but not Gordon being rude to Edward. Until he learns his lesson on that he doesn't have to be rude to Edward anymore, but it still does, though. Oh, man. But this is going to be in the favorites. I actually enjoyed that one. Not So Slow Coaches is a bad episode. I'm sorry, but I just don't like a runaway sequence with Connor and with Caitlin. She's definitely the wrong reason why she's been coupled up to the wrong coaches, which were Annie and Clarabelle. But until Thomas had to try everything to catch up with Caitlin to get Annie and Clarabelle back. I mean, the whole sequence of that was bad, but what makes it even worse is that I do not like the beginning sequence of that episode. The plot is terrible, but the runaway sequence was bad, though. But I do like the music, though, but that doesn't save me from putting it there. Flatbeds of Fear is another terrible episode. There is no such thing as Flatbeds of Fear. It's just another foggy ghost story or something. I do like Salty's role in this episode, but yeah, it's gonna go above. Disappearing Diesels is the best episode of the season. I feel the fact Paxton is definitely the protagonist in this episode. Diesel is probably out of character too, but at least that whole thing got me an idea of wanting to do a hide-and-seek game with my friends. That would be cool. So yeah, I do like the fact that there is definitely some talking time between Paxton and Diesel. And I like Diesel's line that says that they don't call him Devious Diesel for nothing. I also like how the plot was written. Paxton running around looking for the Diesels. He thought that they have disappeared. When come on, they're all back in the Diesel Works. Anyway, I don't really care much. It goes at the top. I'm going to talk about Signals Crossed. This is everyone's least favorite episode of the season, but actually, I would agree with you, but this is actually my opinion this time, but I really like Signals Crossed. I'm sorry, but this is actually the truth. If you want to hate me, go ahead, but it's not a lie. It's actually the truth. I know Toby's out of character in this one, and he's wimpy, but I like the angle of how he manages to cross Knapford Junction. And yeah, people say it's bad because he's scared of Knapford Junction, which he's gone to Knapford Station so many times. And I know that he's out of character, like I already said. Yeah, but I also like Toby and Henrietta's relationship in this episode, but this is gonna go the favorites. I'm so sorry, guys, but that is how it's gonna go. If you guys want to hate me for this one, go ahead, but it's the truth. I know the fact that it's wrong. Toad's Adventure is also not it's not terrible, but I like Toad getting the lead role. Yeah. It's nice to have Toad return in this episode, especially being gone after season 12. I do like the runaway sequence when he was trying to stop himself from crashing into Thomas and the passengers. Well, just Sir Topham Hatt and Dowager Hat, but I'm going to place this one in the okay tier. Duck in the Water is not a bad episode, but it just doesn't make sense at all. For whatever reason, I despise that one very much. I do like the storm sequence, but I don't like how James was handled inappropriately. It should have been more like Percy or something, not James. James is such a brat in this episode, and he is on later in the same one. So, yeah, this goes in the average tier. Duck and the Slip Coaches is also an average episode, but James has gone too far once again. He's terrible once that episode ended up being over with. I do feel about Signals Crossed having a bad episode like Toby, but this was handled thankfully. But Duck and the Slip Coaches was handled wrong. I mean, why are those slip coaches there? And the plot is also terrible. But yeah, I don't know why slip coaches were made. Thomas the Quarry Engine is a good episode. I like Thomas and Diesel's dynamic in this episode, and I also like Diesel and Mavis's dynamic. Well, it wasn't exactly a dynamic, but I seriously know the difference between that. I mean, yeah. If you need the back engine, you could have just waited patiently. Otherwise, you would have wasted your time instead of just doing it by yourself. Thomas and the Emergency Cable is a meh episode, but I actually enjoyed that one. I do like Thomas's relationship with Annie and Clarabelle, and I do like how the voices were made appropriately, but it doesn't save me from putting it somewhere different. But I do like the man with the binoculars that pulled the emergency cable scene. It was actually fun to watch, though. But not too terrible, though. So this might go above Thomas the Quarry Engine. Duncan and the Grumpy Passenger is a great episode. Especially Duncan's dynamic with Rheneas at the beginning of the episode. And especially that one scene with them crossing the wobbly track, which didn't follow well. It's definitely one of the least of the bunch. But this might go below for now. Marion and the Pipe is a bad episode. But I actually rewatched that one, but actually I kind of enjoyed that one. It wasn't too much, though. I like how Marion is in character, though, but gets the lead role. And she found, like, a water pipe around there. Thought it was, like, something different. The plot is also bad. I like how the story was handled place right by where the China Clay Pits was. That was nearby, but it was never handled ever again with that drain pipe. So, this goes in the okay tier. It used to be my least favorite episode, but actually I have to rewatch that one. It was alright. No Steam Without Coal is another childish Bill and Ben episode. Especially that one scene where all the coal was gone made me laugh a bit. But I didn't enjoy it much, though, and I don't have anything to talk about. Bill and Ben were just rude to Timothy. And especially since Timothy goes on oil. Like, seriously, there's no reason for you to be rude of an engine who burns oil. And there's no need for you to do that. I like the plot of this episode in the very beginning, that Bill and Ben were racing back to the China Clay Pits even without the coal that was going to get delivered. Yeah, that just doesn't know how it goes. And of course, to deal with this again. Spencer's VIP is a boring episode. It already teaches us that if you want to take someone home, you just have to be reckless. Yeah, that is not the main plot of this one. The main plot of this one was giving everyone a second chance. Like, I definitely would think that it would happen much. Even if it does, even if Spencer was out of character, though, but I think all the engines were out of characters as well. James was being reckless to the coaches, Thomas pulled Annie and Claire out of the way to get the coal bunker, and especially Duck not stopping at a signal, which has gone to Oliver's line, and Oliver not not even knowing the line as well. So yeah, I don't think I have much to say. So yeah, bad tier. Toad's Bright Idea is a good episode. Gator's out of character though, but he wasn't actually really out of character. It's just that his light wasn't working very much due to the fact that he wasn't able to like get his lamp working properly. I like the nighttime visuals in this one, even if thinking that he's a scaredy monster like he was. It wouldn't be typical though. So I place this one in the okay tier for now. Missing Gator is a bad episode. Percy tries to forget Gator for the rest of the episode until... Yeah, the plot is terrible. The settings is horrible. Especially the one part with that crash scene at the mine right below Alstead Castle. But yeah, it's still bad. It goes at the bottom of the list so far. Long Lost Friend is another average episode. I honestly think that Gator and Percy would have gave up and would never see each other, but I actually figured that out then. If I would have seen my long lost friend that I've had like ever since 7th grade, it would be great to finally reunite again. But yeah, I like the winter visuals in this one though, so I'm gonna place this one in the average tier for now. I wasn't interested in that one. Last Train for Christmas is a brilliant one. All to all, not the best. But I do like how the engines all work together to clear the snow for Connor's last train. It's actually really nice to see that, though. Especially the wintry visuals in this one. It's also everyone's favorite episode, and I can tell why. But yeah, it goes in the favorites. But below Signals Crossed. Which I'm afraid to say. If you guys hate Signals Crossed, then I can handle that, but this is only my opinion though. I'm not gonna lie. Even if Toby was out of character though, and being scared of Knapford Junction makes no sense at all. Okay, back to the ranking. Duncan the Humbug is another good episode. But it does teach me that Duncan and the Grumpy Passenger is better, but yeah, I do like the winter visuals, but it's just tolerable for me. Everybody really likes this one, but yeah, I'll give it that, but it's not the big problem though. So I place this one in the okay tier, below, but between the Toad episodes. The Perfect Gift is it's not the worst, but it's probably the second worst of the season. I cannot express why Percy would want to give Reg a gift. It would be scrapped by the time he would give it to him. But I don't think there's anything else to say about this one. You cannot really find a perfect gift if it's not that good, though. Bad tier. Marion and the Dinosaurs was really out of sight. But it's pretty boring. Marion gets the lead role again. That's the only positive thing I could say about. But I don't like how the dinosaurs were made in flatbeds. If you want to know the mystery engine, Samson was the one. But to be honest, that ending was actually not terrible. But I do like Samson's introduction at the end of the episode, though. Even if he was introduced again, it's Samson at your service. This goes in the average tier. Millie and the Volcano is an out-of-character Millie episode. I do like Millie getting the lead role, but the episode itself is pretty boring. And it goes in the average tier. Timothy and the Rainbow Truck is a terrible episode. I mean, yeah. Well, at least Bill and Ben didn't really become mean to Timothy. It was just made up, though. But I don't have much to say about this one, but the entire episode is very underwhelming. This goes at the top of the bad. This goes at the second. How on earth is this not possible? Samson at Your Service is another dumb episode. Samson does not know how Actually, this is actually the worst episode of the season. Samson, how does Samson not know that he is pulling the wrong train? And how does he not know that he's coupled up to the coaches? So yeah, bad tier. Emily Saves the World is another bad episode. It's a terrible Emily episode, but it's not usually. It's not. It is. It's not. I don't know what to say. The globe is actually really nice, though. I do like the shots of the globe, but that doesn't save me from putting it in the bad tier. Samson Sent for Scrap is one of the worst easily one of the worst Samson episodes, but it kind of goes a little higher than Samson at Your Service. But yeah, this does not save me there. Even if I do like Scruff, Harvey, and Sir Topham Hatt trying to stop Samson from scrapping Sir Topham Hatt's car, who had a flat tire. But that doesn't save me from putting it in the bad tier. This is going to go there. Overall, Season 18 is an average season. There were so many bad episodes that I cannot really realize on my example. Especially one where it had a bad episode, which was a good concept. Especially the one I liked, Signals Crossed. I actually really liked that one, but to me, this does not feel how it is. If you guys want me to make a review on why Signals Crossed is not a bad episode, subscribe to my channel and I will explain why. But so far, Season 18 is tolerable and an average season. But it does not go higher than Season 17, though. It's the only good Brenner era season I know. Thanks for watching. Season 19 will be coming soon. We'll see you guys next time.